Bitcoin is going sideways and down, and it's now the time to sell everything and get out of the crypto markets. Today, guys, I am going to answer that question, which I've been getting a lot here recently. I'm going to talk about what I see happening for Bitcoin next. Some key things that you need to know, because there is one big fractal that is about to play out, which is going to catch a lot of people by surprise. So, guys, make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end if you are holding any crypto at all. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. And what you can see is that we actually, on the 4-hourly time frame, after having a big bounce off of my red line here at the edge of the orange box, we have been trying to stay above it. I mean, we went below it right here, had some resistance on the way up. Then finally we broke through it. We had some support on the way down. So basically, this red line is the battle of the bears versus the bulls, trying to keep us either above it or below it. Now, right here, we are below it, as you can see on the 4-hourly time frame. And also on the daily time frame, what you can see here is that the bears managed to push us down, and we are right at the edge. We opened this candle right at the edge of the orange box here at the red line, and we have had a little bit of a pullback here on the daily time frame as well. So if we close this candle like this, it will be the first full red candle that is being closed below the edge of the orange box here, the red line, which is not really a super good sign. But I'm gonna go to the very long-term idea I have for Bitcoin here in a little bit. But on the short terms, this is definitely something to pay attention to. It is a little bit of a signal of weakness in the market currently. Now, if we look at this in more details, you can see that we have a little bit of a triangle forming here. So what you can see is this, and you can see something like that, right? So we have a little bit of a triangle formation forming here. So this is going to have a resolution within the next either today or probably tomorrow. At maximum in 3 days, you are going to see the effect of this triangle breaking out. Now, is it going to be towards the upside or towards the downside? Well, we do have some hints in regards to that, or at least we do have some different things to pay attention to when it comes to how you can play this properly. So what I want to talk about is the traditional markets, because you can see that we are right below the very important resistance right here at 4,806. Now, I believe that this is, I pretty much, yeah, you can see it right here. This is the previous all-time high for the S&P 500. Now, on the NASDAQ and on the Dow Jones, we have already broken above our previous all-time high. But yeah, this is why I have this red line here, sorry, this orange line. So it is the previous all-time high at 4,808 for the traditional market. So this is very important to pay attention to, because you can see we have consolidation right here. We have consolidation on the 4-hourly time frame. This is a bullish pattern on the traditional markets, but we do have significant resistance being the previous all-time high. Big psychological level, of course, $4,800. And these are going to open up later on tonight. So if we can see a little bit of a push towards our previous all-time high and break above it, then I do believe that also Bitcoin is going to break through the formation I showed you, the triangle, and we are going to be at $45,000 in a couple of days. That is what I believe. But the other scenario is, of course, that we continue to consolidate, or we potentially have a little bit of a breakdown here. Then you can act accordingly in terms of your trades for Bitcoin as well. Then I do believe that we are once again going to see the bottom of this orange box, which is at $40,000. So I'm prepared for all scenarios. However, I am leaning bullish, not necessarily for the next hour, not necessarily for the next day, but for the next few weeks, for the next few months, and for the next, let's say, 2 years. I have a very, very bullish bias. And I've been talking about my thesis for a very, very long time already, how I think that Bitcoin is going to push higher, or sorry, the traditional markets are first going to push higher, break in, and going on a massive run past its previous all-time high. Then money is going to flood into Bitcoin. Then money is going to flood into the large caps, and then you're going to see a proper altcoin season with some of the smaller coins going absolutely ballistic. So that is my thesis of what I think is going to happen, as you know, guys. And if you look at the weekly time frame, we were due for a pullback. You know that I have been calling for a pullback since we broke above this red line right here. I've been calling for a pullback, and on the weekly time frame, this is closing today, it looks like we're going to have our first red candle since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks in a row we had green candles, and this will be the first red candle. So this is also something I talked about a little while back, warning you about us not having a red candle so far, and we were due for a big red candle. Now, if you look at the previous cycles, specifically if we look at 2021, you could see that we had massive runs here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row. Then we had a red candle. We had 4 huge candles, green candles in a row, then a couple of red candles. 4 huge red candles on the weekly time frame, then a red candle. Same thing here. We had, 5 green candles in a row, then a couple of red candles. So do not be surprised if we consolidate for a little bit longer here. We have some volatility, but then I do believe in January and beyond, things are going to do very, very well. And the scenario I talked about, I anticipate that to be in its full effect moving into 2024. Now, to kind of show you as well, I found this chart by Trading Shot. And what you have on the left is the Bitcoin price, and what you have to the right is the S&P 500, traditional markets, the same chart we usually look at right here, okay? So what you can see here is the thesis that I've been talking about, how when we break our previous all-time high, then after that, you do see money flood into Bitcoin. So what you can see right here, and you can see on both of these ones, you can see the representation to the left on Bitcoin. So here we break our previous all-time high in traditional markets. And this is right here. And Bitcoin goes sideways until we are actually have already broken our all-time high in traditional markets. And then we continue on a massive run thereafter. And that is where Bitcoin really starts to go nuts. So you can see the previous all-time high for Bitcoin here in 2013 was actually broken several months after, almost a year later than when the all-time high for traditional markets were broken, right? So let's look at another date. This is 2015, right? Or 16. So what you can see here is we break our previous all-time high for traditional markets right here, but not for Bitcoin. Look at this. Bitcoin, yes, it went up together with traditional markets, but we were still some ways off our previous all-time high when we broke it for traditional markets. Now, this is where we broke our all-time high for traditional markets, and then we went on a run for traditional markets. Bitcoin lagged behind a little bit, but then finally we broke our previous all-time high here also. So now let's look at 2019. Same thing here. In 2019, you did see a break of the all-time high in traditional markets right here. And then we went on a run for Bitcoin, yes, but we didn't break our all-time high for Bitcoin until way, way after. The S&P 500 had already been on a massive run when we broke our previous all-time high for Bitcoin. And now what you can see is, of course, we are getting close to breaking our all-time high on the S&P 500. We have already done it on the Nasdaq and on the Dow. But we're getting closer to breaking our all-time high for the S&P 500, but we're still 30 or 40% below our previous all-time high for Bitcoin. So once we break through the all-time high for the traditional markets, give it some time, give it a few weeks, and then after that, I do believe that the money is going to flood into Bitcoin, and then the scenario I've been describing, I think, is going to play out, right? So I just wanted to remind you of what I think is going to happen. And really now it's just a matter of, if you are deployed already into Bitcoin, then, it's just a matter of waiting for the next all-time high, waiting for the next swing high at the top of the bull market. And you need to figure out, where are you going to start to take profit? Are you going to take profit at, $60,000, at $80,000, $100,000 or beyond? Make up your strategy for that right now. And also make up a strategy for if we continue to go sideways or if we continue to go down a little bit. What is your strategy going to be in that case? Are you still going to have belief that we are in a bull market if we go sideways for a little bit longer? Make up your mind regarding these things, all of these different scenarios right now, so you do not have to kind of react to what the market is doing too much. Now, for me, for my trading strategies, you can see that they have accumulated quite a lot of positions on this pullback. Ethereum Fastbot accumulated 8 positions. Ethereum CycleBot 4 positions. So we do have some significant positions here accumulated in these trading strategies. on OKX and on BitGet. So now, just like I always do, guys, I'm gonna wait for that push up higher, and then these profits are going to be taken. If we do not see a massive pump, in fact, in the pump yesterday, when we went up to 4,750, we were so close to getting the profits taken on all of these positions. We were just like $50 off approximately. So that was very, very unlucky, because what would have happened is that these would have taken profit and then a new cycle would have started. We would have bought the dip all the way down. But sometimes you just get unlucky like that. And also my orders, my prices are not going to be exactly the same as yours, simply because we got in at different times. So there's going to be a little bit of a difference in the terms of the exact pricing. So maybe some of your positions were actually taking profits on. But yeah, I continue to let these trading strategies do their thing. I do believe that eventually we're going to be at much higher prices for Bitcoin and Ethereum, so I don't mind. In fact, the entire purpose of these trading strategies is to buy on the pullbacks. So they're working completely as intended, and we're seeing some massive profits still with these ones. Of course, if you want to use these trading strategies, guys, make sure to go to the description of this video. Sign up to OKX right here. Claim up to $60,000, and then with one click, you can set up each and every one of these spots right here. If you cannot use OKX, use BitGet. Claim up to $8,400 using BitGet right here, and then click on, well, this one is full, but this one still has a few spots left. Click on this link. It's going to take you here. There's about 32 spots left. So these are probably going to get filled today. But if you want to use these, go to the description, click on subscribe, and then click on whichever bot you want to use here. Guys, that is what I got for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.